I really like her, I murmured, my voice shaky. My closest friend just chuckled, brushing it off as another fleeting crush. But it wasn't. It was deeper, all-consuming, unshakable. From the first moment she stepped into the library, I was captivated. She had this aura, confident yet untouchable. I couldn't bring myself to speak to her. Too nervous, too afraid of being dismissed. I didn't even know her name at first, but that didn't stop me. I found it listed on the volunteer schedule. From there, it was easy to track down her profiles, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, but disappointment hit hard. LinkedIn was bare, her Instagram was private, and her TikTok had just 3 videos, none recent. Who barely uses social media these days? I muttered to myself, replaying her last TikTok, a year-old clip of her laughing at some inside joke. It gave me nothing. Time was slipping away. She was only here for a semester, and now there were just 3 days left. I had to act, do something, anything. But how? I couldn't just strike up a conversation. The idea made my chest tighten painfully. Then it hit me. A desperate, irrational plan. I couldn't let her leave without learning more about her. That night, I lingered outside the library. I'd noticed her leaving around 8 p.m. most nights. When she finally stepped out, I trailed behind, carefully to stay out of sight. She walked quickly, her back slung over one shoulder, heading toward the subway. My palms were clammy, my heart pounding like a drum. I convinced myself this wasn't stalking. It was just observing. But then she turned down the narrow pathway between 2 buildings. I faltered. My instinct screamed at me to stop, but my legs moved on their own. When I stepped into the path, I froze. She was there, standing still, facing me. A sly smile played on her lips. "Took you long enough," she said, her voice calm but unsettling. I swallowed hard. "What?" "You've been watching me, haven't you? Looking me up online, following me, fixating on me." She took a step forward, her eyes glinting with something unreadable. "How do you know?" My voice came out in a whisper. She chuckled, the sound cold and unnerving. "Did you really think I wouldn't notice? You weren't exactly subtle." I wanted to bolt, but my body betrayed me. She leaned in, her breath warm against my ear. "I've been watching you too."